Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Simply Colorful FiberCast, the first one of 2020. So welcome. We're back into another season, season 7, episode 1. It is January 4th, 2020. Yes, I have yet another cold, which is not an excuse, but that's why I didn't do this last night. And on New Year's Day, I was planning on turning on the camera, but I got so in the zone that I didn't even turn on the camera. So welcome. I hope you have all had a wonderful holiday and New Year, and I hope that all is well in your world. So grab a project and let's see what we can accomplish in the next 60 minutes. I'm really looking forward to it. You can see I didn't even clean up. I decided I would just turn on the camera, and when I first turned it on, I got a picture of the keyboard. So now I moved this camera up, and now I'm not seeing much of my work surface. You're not seeing much of my work surface. So I may change it slightly. So hang on, don't move. I'm just going to see if I can change the camera. No, we'll get right into the... There we go. Maybe we can do that. Look at that. We're starting off the year with yet more good pod, huh? Not. That's a little better. Okay. So, Dear Jane, for those of you who have been following FiberCast, thank you. I so appreciate it. I thought Jim Cramer on Mad Money said it best, why he keeps doing this. And I thought there's a man who really knows himself. He does a financial analysis show every day. And he said in his opening for the new year, he said, why do I keep doing this? And he said, first off, I like the attention. And second off, he wants to educate people on finance and how to build wealth, basically. And I thought, there is a man who knows himself. And I think that's partly why I do FiberCast, is I love the attention. And truthfully, it all started as a big experiment 7 years ago. And hey, it's just... hi, Jean. I'm so glad you're out there. And Carol, hello. From the very beginning, you've been here. So thank you for that. I couldn't do this without you. So without further ado, let's just jump into 2020. This is my year for finishing Dear Jane. Do you have something that you'd like to finish this year? Maybe ask yourself that during this hour as we work together. Not that you have to do Dear Jane at all. In fact, it's quite the commitment. And as Sue Norton, one of our followers out in Chicago, will attest, it's a lot of work. And Pat has completed hers. And, oh, yay, Carol is back from Switzerland. Carol has been traveling. Wonderful. I'm glad to hear you're home, Carol. I hope you had a nice time. So be thinking about what you might want to do that's different, that you might want to learn in 2020. Or some kind of something you might want to see that you haven't seen before, or experience, or buy, or whatever. I brought this back up from downstairs because this is what I did on New Year's Day. And I'm pretty proud of myself. I was definitely delaying sewing my squares together because I was leery of putting in a 1/2 inch border in between my blocks, but I think I've got it down so that they seem to fit. And I brought this downstairs because it still has some handwork yet to do on a few of the blocks, like here and here. So I'll do those today when I'm watching the Patriots game. Oh, thank you for loving my blocks. Hello. Hello. So these are the first 3 rows, and I'm going to put these up top. And then I think we're going to do a paper piece or 2 today. But this is the A row. I don't know if you can see that. I think you can. And watch, probably a lot of these will fall. And I'm so excited. I'm going to a couple of retreats in the next couple of months, so I can really work on this. Because again, I am not leaving 2020 without finishing this Dear Jane quilt. So, and I know I have people who are going to hold me to that, which is good. Hold me accountable. Okay, oops, and I dropped lots of these. Thankfully, throughout this journey, which I started in 2012, I have labeled most of the blocks, and where I didn't, I've gone and labeled those. And so those are the top 3 rows. And then I have several of these, like this is from F9 that still has to have handwork done. Buffalo Tree, E4. That's kind of a cool one. I11, that needs more hand sewing. This one is H4. And then this one has hand sewing H2. Okay, so all my hand sewing, these 2 I'm going to put back up. So A, B, C, D, E, 8. E8, G8, E, F, G. Oh boy. Don't fall down on me. I've started to put the 1/2-inch seams on these. So I guess I could do that, but I want to fill in these rows. E9, and just keep working down. F8. And I think A, B, C, D. Are any of these D? Yep. D4. Oh, this one must have just fallen down. So I need to sew that whole row together. I guess I could do that today. That would be, no. I still want to do an assessment of what we have left, because we counted back with my mother. I wanted to share this. Oh, and these are different ones that I have to finish. These I love. These are the 2 templates. I think on my Dear Jane, on the Simply Colorful website, there's a tab for Dear Jane. I think I have these for sale through Amazon. They're the Dear Jane triangle and the Dear Jane square. This is 5 by 5. It finishes up, each square finishes up 4.5 by 4.5. And then this goes around the edge. And the pattern, the way Jane Stickley did this, is she put a 1/2-inch border sashing between each of these squares, and then all the way around the edge, she literally put a 1/4-inch seam so that then these will all fit. And if you haven't seen what I mean, what I'm talking about are these edge triangles. Those are all going to go around the edge. So, and as you may know, I have been using different colors of the muslin, printed muslin, for around each square. So they're not all the same, because heaven forbid I have the restraint and the discipline to stick to using one color, one piece of fabric. I'm sure what happened was over the years, I've gone in and said, I think this was the original one piece, maybe, and said, oh, I need some white on white print for my project. I think I'll use this. So I've had to augment with different colors of white on white. And we should have enough, but it's all going to be slightly different. But that's okay. That's going to add to the charm of my Dear Jane quilt. Okay, so what I wanted to do, though, oh my goodness gracious. This is a huge project. I don't mind telling you. Look at this. These are all of my triangles that I've done so far. Oh, and here's more of the off-white. Some different fabric. That's really white. Okay. Like I say, I didn't clean up because I wanted to do this whole assessment with you in real time. These are some of my strips. Let's put those over there. Oh, and by the way, I've used up all my Kleenex. So this is the next best thing. My mother's probably cringing. Okay. Speaking of my mother, hello, Mommy. If you're out there, Happy New Year. I hope you're feeling better. This is a picture of the Dear Jane quilt, and I think it's pretty up to date with coloring in. So the yellow represents the blocks that I've done, and the white represents those that I've not done yet. Oh, and you may have seen that Sue Norton is working on her corner squares. She posted there are 4 corner squares that are different from all the others, too. And she's doing something special on that, which was fun to watch. I've not done any of the corner squares yet. I use the software. So, oh, here's a corner square. This one is bottom left corner Goshen. Look at all those pieces. You see that? We're not going to do the corner squares yet. Let's leave those for the end. Okay, so these are a lot of the triangles. Here's a note. Wow, from Sarah Kokanowski, Thursday, September 22nd, 2011. She says, "Hi, all you fabulous crazy Janes. I know you all must be as excited as I am about the upcoming Dear Jane Club gathering. We had this over at her business. Just wanted to give you all an update on the goodies order. The first order is in process, and most items should be delivered by early next week. Oh, the rulers were on back order, but I've been advised they should ship tomorrow, so we'll have them in time for our first meeting." Wow. And she has a link to the museum where the original Dear Jane is up in Bennington. Wow. So she got us started on all of this. Okay. Anywho, we don't need to do that right now. What I need is the piece of paper that Mom and I used to do our assessment a few years ago. And I know it's here somewhere because I unpacked these. These are each row I had the blocks in. F, E, D, C. I don't think I'm going to need these anymore, so I can reuse the bags. Because my goal is to get it up here and then just sew it to the mother piece. Well, maybe it's right here. Where is that? These I still have yet to unpack, and it looks like I printed out the paper pieces for them. Okay. These are for the edging. That can go. I've started to cut out for the, and I don't like that. That's too light. I want darker colors. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I want to edit out these lighter colors. So the question is, would I use that? Probably not. Let's really be. Would I use that? Yeah, I like those. Okay. So we'll keep getting that pile grown. Where is the piece of paper that Mom and I wrote on? Here it is. Aw. And here's a piece of the blue fabric from Aunt Anne's quilt that we used on her quilt years ago. And we've actually made a square out of it. I forget which one. I wonder if it's up there. No, I don't see it yet. I'm going to hold that because I want to have one of those squares in there. Okay. So let us see what we said. So we did this in 2016. 17, 18, 18. So then I said in 2017, I need to do 2 corners, 15 triangles, and 20 squares. Then in 2018, I needed to do 1 corner, 16 triangles, and 20 squares. In last year, I was supposed to do another corner, 15 triangles, and 20 squares. And then in 2020, I'm supposed to do 60 more squares and sew it together. I hope you guys are laughing because that's kind of funny. Hi, Cherish. Hi, everyone. I'm so glad you're out there. Oh, my stitchy home. Is that Becca? Oh, the quilting on your quilting is coming great. In fact, I'm going to go get 3 of them are done. Hang on. Okay. So you may recall last week I showed Becky's quilts that she had sent. And 3 of them are all packed up and ready to send back. And they are gorgeous, Becky. So this one has the Aqua Angels on it, her My Color Therapy. This is a gorgeous quilt. Here, I'm going to put all the fabric aside. Okay, is everyone ready? Becky said I could do this. So thank you, Becky, for letting me do this. And then I will fold them up nicely when we're off camera, when we're done. Look at this one. This is My Color Therapy. And I'm not going to do it justice here. Again, this is done by Becca Clash from My Stitchy Home. Isn't this amazing? And of course, in pure Becca style, she pieced the back, including a label. Where is that label? Here it is. And there's her label. So Becca, this one had the angels. And again, I will fold it up nicely over here. Then she had one called Cookie Exchange. This one we did with very small snowflakes and swirls. Isn't that a neat one? And the backing has snowflakes on it. And the snowflakes, just so you know, they're about that big. So it's nice, and I think you're going to like the way that this is nice and compact. And then this one is lovely, and I'm very tempted not to send this back because it's so soft. It's flannel on both sides. It's her Winter Memories quilt, and it has an Anne Bright Cardinal and Holly pantograph all over it. And it is delightful, and I'm not doing these justice. And get this, the backing is all pieced also, including her label that she has embroidered on the back. So these are just works of art, Becca. They're beautiful. And I think you're going to like this pantograph too. The cardinals are about 4, they might in some places be 5 inches big, but I think you're going to like the quilting. So thank you for the opportunity. The other one over here is not on the frame yet. Becca has challenged me to do some custom quilting on it. So that will be really fun. Stay tuned. So needless to say, these haven't gone in the mail yet, Becca, and I will get to these. I should get to this early next week. The cold slowed me down a little bit the last 24 hours. So thanks for asking. They should all fit in this box too. I'll be curious to see what the shipping charge is for that. While I'm on the subject, I wanted to share with you some other quilts that came in from Becky McDonald from Studio on the Hill. She taught a class, and these are 3 examples of the quilts that were made in the class. This one is, see the red in the middle? That's a bandana from the maker's dog, who actually, it's a sad story, unexpectedly passed away while she was making this quilt. So she has decided to incorporate that. She'll always remember her loved dog, and there are different parts of the bandana here and throughout it. So that's one. I just wanted to show you this to show you how different the same pattern. I mean, they're all definitely similar, but this one has nice orange border around it. Isn't that neat? Around each square. Again, Kaif. This is a really good one to do. I think it's a variation on 3 dudes, I think. So Colleen, if you're out there, it's probably a variation on what you always show us. And then this one has even more orange in the border. So isn't that fun? So these 3 are all going to get this beautiful blue minky that is behind me. So that's that. And I just had a call from Mary out in Delaware, who's sending me some quilts. And what else? Oh, I have a couple of t-shirt quilts that I have to get started on. So that I'll be doing while I do Dear Jane. But Dear Jane has to be my focus. Not the customer quilts have to be my first focus. This is my second focus. So hopefully I won't get off track. Because back 4 years ago, there was a lot of work. Now I've done some work, but 55 back then. So there are 225 total pieces. I have to check that math. 55 were done, 170 still had to be done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 by 13 is what? Okay, is 169. Yep, blocks. Plus, how many triangles? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times 4. 52. 52 triangles. Squares and triangles. And then 4 corners. 10, 15, I see. So that totals 225 blocks that we have to make. Okay. So how many have we done? Well, we have not done the 4 corners, so that still needs to be done. You know, math doesn't get any easier the older you get. Or it does for a while, but then it tails off. Okay. So let's do our, oh, look at that. Maybe I'll finish that one up today. This one is tartan unit BR11. Yeah, so several of these I had that were already started. I'm going to work on these, but let's see. Oh, check this. No. Oh, yeah. So this is a corner. Look at that. I still have to do some hand sewing, and there's still a piece here that needs to be done, but that is one corner. Okay. Anyway, how many triangles have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, here we go. 5, 6 in Aunt Anne's fabric. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. So let's say 18 are done. And then the squares, let's just put these all back. I might not think about the triangles until, I might just focus on the squares for the first few months. Oh, and we can't get overwhelmed. We can do this, can't we? Aw, they are also pretty, aren't they? I agree. Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I, J, K, L, M. Okay, so that's it. Let's count what's up here. 3 times 13 is 39. Oh. Oh, don't really have to count these. Okay. 4 times 13 is 39, 49, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94 up there. Give or take 1 or 2. You never know. And I just forgot that. See what I mean? It's not going to get any easier. Did I say 94? Oh my gosh. That can't be right. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I say 94? Is someone out there counting? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's just go with it. Plus M looks like a good number of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, these are 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That whole row is done. That's cool. L. That one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's just one missing in that. So 12. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in the K row. Uh-oh. J looks kind of light. That would be none. Oh, no, there are a couple. Yeah. Oh. Oh. A couple more here. 3 in J. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I love the basket one. Okay, that's 3. And then this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so there are 169 total squares. And we have done 10, 20, 30, 40. Wow, we've done 140 squares. So that means we only have 29 more squares to make. And we need 52 minus 18, which would be 34 triangles to make. And 3 corners. Huh! All right, we can do this. So, why don't we get sewing for our last few minutes? Oh, this goes with Becca's quilt. All right. Thanks for bearing with me on doing that assessment. Those are the corners. Here are these blocks. That will go downstairs. So, let's talk Patriots football. The Patriots here in New England, this is American football, are in the wild card playoffs, and we're hoping tonight that they win against the Tennessee Titans. They're not doing so well this year. Or they did pretty well, but everyone keeps saying their offense could be better. And Tom Brady, who has been just our phenomenal quarterback, is, what is he, 42, 43? So everyone is saying this might be close to his last hurrah. So we're definitely going to go through some withdrawals if that's the case. And what in the world? So let's turn this on, my iron on. Can't really see that, can you? Sometimes I discover that sometimes it might be easier to start over. All right, you know what? I'm starting over on this one. Because I don't have any more of this green. That's pretty funny. All right, so let's put this over here in the discard pile. Let's try another one of these. This one is G9, Mary's Journey. This one looks like one we could do. Okay, so all I've done is cut it up. Let's look at that. Mary's Journey, G9. 7, 8. Okay, so Mary's Journey is another paper piece block like that. And let's see, we've got this color. We just need some white. Fabric. Okay, I'm going to put my stitch length down. To 0.9. Use my little caddy here. Love this thing. Okay. So, oh, that's right. Our overhead camera worked well on these small pieces, didn't it? I definitely can't do the overhead camera right now, though. My fingernails from my hands from the Amazon job are in such a mess. They would not You would not want to see them up close on a camera. Speaking of digits, I once again had foot reflexology, and I love that stuff. If anyone hasn't tried it, you definitely, and if you're nearby, I have the name of a good reflexologist. Okay, so I'm simply cutting out these raw white squares that I'm going to need in my piecing, my paper piecing. Oops, that's not big enough. Duh. There. And there. And there. Okay. That should work. There's that white. Maybe this one will do one at a time. How's that sound? All right. So we have this. Does anyone out there have plantar fasciitis? We talked about that before. It's so painful. I started to get it, 5 years ago, maybe. Well, this foot reflexology does seem to help it. Oh, and you can always look up at the light on these things, or if you have a light box, that works well. I know Carrie Creswell likes using her light box. And maybe I'll bring that when on the retreat. I worked on this a year ago at the last retreat. Oh, hey, that's way too. I've got it at 0.9. I think I can do 1.9. Anyway. Oh, so I mentioned 2 retreats. Oh my goodness, I buried the lead. So let me look this up. The retreat we're going to that is closed and full at the end of January is in Bolton, Massachusetts. And I've talked about this before. It's associated with the Quilted Crow. Quilted Crow Retreats. She calls it something. West Pond Inn. So that's where we will be at the end of January. And I can't wait, and I will be doing Dear Jane. We broadcasted from there last year, and I don't think the signal was good, and we were in the basement where we sew. So I might not do that again this year, or I might, or maybe I'll just post pictures. But that is coming up. Then, here's the news. We are going to Missouri Star Quilt Company the end of February. So the PJ's Quilt in Your Pajamas starts February 25th, 2020. There are some rooms left. I'm going to be in room 9. I don't know with whom because it's dorm-like accommodations. If you would like to come to a retreat and meet us there, that would be a blast. So far, we have Becky McDonald from Studio on the Hill is going. her college roommate from when she got her PhD at Kansas University, Kansas State, CSU, I think, who lives in Missouri, is going, as is Becky's sister Pam and me. And the three of them are staying in room 10, which had 3 beds. There was nowhere that had 4 beds. So I am being adventurous, and I am going to go, hopefully without a cold, because I always tend to get a cold, as you know. So, February 25th. And I would love it to have you go. And I know that it's kind of last minute, but it seems as, and I know we talked about it for a while, but turns out KB and Katie and Alexa are not available this go around, so we will take notes. And I forgot how paper piecing, you have to get back into the rhythm of it. I'm a little slow. I'm rusty. But once you do get into the rhythm, it's perfectly fine. And it makes such good, crisp units. I saw online someone had done their Dear Jane quilt, or someone for a customer. Oh, that's not even on. Hang on. All right, heat up. Had custom quilted their Dear Jane. I think I'm going to have to do that on this one. After all this work. So I don't know if I finished that story. Our New England Patriots play tonight. If they lose, they're out of contention for the championship. So that stinks. And if they win, they go on to play someone next week who will have been resting this week. So it's a very hard thing to win. If you have to be in the wild card series. So, oh well. I think I just want to keep going on these. I don't have to finish it off. I don't have to tie it off with the cutter and the knotting. Go, and this one, you just pull it back and I trim it. All right, let's see if these two. There we go. This iron, this Panasonic iron, is perfect for this kind of quilting. There are 2. If I trim that unit up. There's 1 unit. So what will we write in our diary entry today? Maybe we'll write about the Patriots, how it might be Tom Brady's last ever game as a Patriot in Foxborough. And I saw that Jean was at the game last week. Oh, Jean is watching. So Jean, I'm sure, is going to win the contest because Chris is in Belize. There are 2 units. How fun is that? Okay, this is a long, narrow one. This is going to use a lot of fabric. That's okay. Okay. I'm getting into the rhythm of it. That needs one more piece across the top. The size, less than the size of a dime, that piece will be. Okay. Here's the other one. And you can oftentimes, you can finger press it if you don't have an iron that can be right near you. But if you're paper piecing, this is the way to go. Oh, and by the way, I have my Martelli rolling ironing board. Works great. Oh, so in construction news, Bob's been working on our spare bedroom, on the floor in our spare bedroom. He's been putting down radiant heat. Come on. No, why are you stuck? And then hardwood on top of that. And it's a long process. Oh my goodness, I got some fabric stuck. Oh, what a mess. And so he's been doing that. And then in the apartment, which is fine, you know, he's moved everything out. So we can't have visitors right now. Not that they would want to come, given my cold situation. But he went up to his rental property in Worcester. There's a leak in the upstairs bathroom. So it's a triple decker, which is classic. And of course, it's dripping all the way down into each room. So God bless him. He's got a plan. They found the source of the leak up on the 3rd floor. And it was around a washing machine. So they've isolated it, and they're going to do new things, I guess, replace tiles, and I don't know what. I try not to listen too closely. And I try to be thankful for the fact that he knows how to do all this stuff. So that I don't have to think about it. Over the years, I've heard from many of you who have husbands. You know, although we haven't really talked that much about our husbands or our significant others. But I have heard of you who have builder husbands or contractors, and how I'm not alone in living in a place that's really continually under construction. And I think I've come to be at peace with it. There's not much I can do to change it. And it's, you know, this is a lovely spot to be able to sew, and so what if some other things aren't done? It's perfectly fine. Anyway, you know what I should be doing is, I'll have to read I'll have to read your comments later. I think I see a good one from Jeannie. They're all good. I love that you guys comment. Thank you. There's another piece. So we're up to 4 completed pieces. Okay, so this one. This looks familiar. I'm going to be bummed if I already did this one. Nope, but I didn't. It goes right there. Oh, you can't see it. It goes right in there. No, we're good, we're good, we're good. So I must admit, talking about Christine being in Belize with her daughter, I all this time thought Belize was an island. And it's come to find out it's not. It is a country south of Mexico in Central America. Guatemala is to its left. It's on the water, the Gulf on the eastern side of Central America, and it's the Gulf of Honduras. Used to be called, I think, British Honduras. And it's supposed to be beautiful. I mean, all the pictures and everyone who says they've been there say it's lovely. But I never knew. And then, of course, we looked up Costa Rica, where Alexa went. And the Costa Rica is also in Central America on the western shore, further south of Belize. Both of which are quite close. They're getting very close to the equator. So this is the time to go. When the sun is down, what is it? How high up does it go? From the equator, it goes up, how many degrees? 25 degrees? And then 25 below? I feel like it's not that rounded a number. It might be 23 degrees or it might be 33 degrees. Who wants to take a bet? We'll look it up. So the summer solstice is when the sun is the furthest north above the equator. Let's look this up. And the winter solstice is it's that many degrees down below the equator. So it's going to be coolest in Belize now. Let's see. Summer solstice. Okay, summer solstice in 2020 is Saturday, June 20th. What happens during the summer solstice? Oh my goodness, did I say 23 degrees? I said 25, but then I didn't think it was so I said 23. Okay, at the summer solstice, the sun travels the longest path through the sky, and that day, therefore, has the most daylight. When the summer solstice happens in the northern hemisphere, the North Pole is tilted about 23.4 degrees toward the sun. Here, definition and facts. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I remembered that. See, that's how you remember things you learned in 5th grade, but you can't remember how many squares you just counted. That's classic. Anyway, so in the winter solstice, the sun is down negative. It's down 23.4 degrees. Okay, we did another piece. Now we have 2 big pieces, and then we can put it all together. And then I will feel accomplished, and I hope you will too. I hope you all are doing something you love right now. My machine is making a noise. Hello, machine. Oh, here, we might as well do this one too. while we're at it. So while Bob was up at his rental apartment this morning, I've discovered a new binge-worthy Netflix, and I'm early on in it, but I've started watching Y-O-U. I've only watched one episode, but someone at work was swearing by it, said it was great. Oh, and if KB is out there, thanks for you made me laugh out loud by switching up the Netflix account. You know how on Netflix you can have 5 people and each have their own profile? Well, my sister has graciously, she and her family have graciously been sharing a profile with Bob and me. So I go on today, and up until now, we've just used Karen's profile. But I'm sure she got tired of that. And I really should pay her or help pay for the bill. But anyway, that's beside the point right now. That's not part of the story. She gave us her own profile, and she has her own profile, and you can put a picture next to your profile. She's put a picture of the Queen. So it says Karen, and there's a picture of Queen Victoria or Elizabeth. No, it's Victoria. Cracked me up. So, KB, I got your humor. Made me laugh. Of course, I couldn't leave it there. So she had made our icons, a cool icon for sure. It was some sort of a cartoon character. I wanted to find something that had 2 people, but I couldn't. So I found the next best thing. So now I feel very, very connected to my Netflix profile. And I bet you could upload your own picture, which would be something that, no, I really wouldn't do that, but I would like to be able to do it. Okay, so we're getting there. Dear Jane, well, first off, like I said, it's you do get faster at this paper piecing once you do it a little bit. You get back into a rhythm. I was going to say Dear Jane takes a long time, but it really, yeah, it does take a long time. I take that back. Each of these takes at least an hour, right? And then you put it together. We're getting there. Oh, so there I forgot. I went on and I lost my train of thought again. When Bob went up to Worcester to take care of his rental property, I laid on the couch and watched TV. Watched You on Netflix. Then I watched something about rescuing a dog and training a Maltese mix for a woman in Riverside, California. That was really interesting. And it was very interesting to watch the dog be trained, including using a sounding device to keep the dog off of tables. So it was literally a motion detector. And when the owner was away, so the trainer put these little motion detectors that made sound if there was motion on the table and then on a little coffee table that had all of his remotes, because the dog was going up and dumping the remotes off or going up on the table and pushing mail off, and just, you want, not a good practice. You want to nip that in the bud. So he puts these devices that when the dog would get up there, it would have a loud pitch noise. And boy, it did not take more than, and of course then he had cameras so we could watch the dog's behavior. And it only took one time on each instance and the dog didn't go back. So that was kind of interesting to know about. Then he also taught the dog how to How to heal with someone in a walker. Very easily. The dog quickly learned, to stay out of the way. And if I ever get another dog, I am going to be so committed to that training. To which I can hear you all saying, don't get a dog. Or do get a dog. I miss having a dog. But I don't miss the freedom of not having a dog. So I guess that's one of those things in life. There are trade-offs. Okay. We are getting there. I am hearing some motion in the kitchen downstairs. I have no idea what time it is. Ooh, 5 o'clock. Ooh, it's dinner somewhere. Huh, Mom? Okay, I'm almost done. Thank you all for joining me. This is so fun. Hi, Carol Bell. Yes, you said, thank you. I said 94. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so we're starting to get... This looks so familiar. I can't believe I haven't made this yet. Can you see this? I guess a lot of these are similar, aren't they? We'll sew it all together, and then we'll write in our diary about the fact that the Patriots are playing tonight. I also want to talk about Iran and Iraq. The fact that our embassy was attacked and that we have retaliated. And God willing, that will be that. Okay, so here's another piece that we'll just trim up. Okay, so there's another piece. I swear I've done this one. Okay, there's the other side. All right, let's get all these extra pieces out of the way. And let's put this on and figure out okay, there it is. Now I think I'm going to do the three middle pieces first. Something is definitely sounding in there and moving. Oh, you should see the dust in my room. Oh. Okay, there's one piece. Oh, my nephew Cooper broke his wrist last night. Don't know how, but his father Mike was here playing in the band, and he got a call saying Cooper had hurt his wrist and would he go to the hospital with him, and he did. And I guess they were there until 3 a.m, and he broke 4 bones in his wrist, and they'll have to go to the they've got it on a splint right now, and they'll have to go to an orthopedic surgeon on Monday. Beyond that, I don't know what happened. Oh, and Cooper is a senior in college. Okay, so there we have that. Now all we need to do see, this is the beauty of paper piecing. Everything pretty much within, an 1/8 of an inch or a 1/16 of an inch lines up. One more. Beautiful. And we'll do one more here. And there we go. All right. This is G9 Mary's Journey. That's a pretty one. And by the way, Cooper's mother's name was Mary. Mary's Journey. Okay. So it is June 4th, right? 4th, 2020. It's a new decade. Made this block during an impromptu FiberCast. The Pats play tonight. Play in wild card tonight against Tennessee Titans. Maybe Tom Brady's last game in a Patriots uniform. I hope not. In world news, the U.S. Embassy in Iran, I hope that's right, was attacked by terrorists. and the U.S. killed a Iraqi general. I'm just going to say a general in the region. I hope, lots of hoping going on here. Hope this does not lead to more violence. Okay, so our first episode of the 7th year of FiberCast. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for participating. I hope that you have made friends here. That's the whole goal, is to build a community. I certainly appreciate you being there. And let us know what projects you're working on. Post to the Simply Colorful Mystery Quilts Along page. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And other than that, do what you love. Spend time taking care of you. Thanks for joining me. See you next Friday night, hopefully, maybe, on FiberCast. And don't catch a cold.